Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? So man, I love when a show is completely showing one thing, and all of a sudden something completely different happens and just changes the entire outcome of how all things are happening, and you're kind of just left with a type of reaction. So if you haven't found shows that can do that for you, you need to start looking for some more shows because they're out there. And with this show, I'm pretty sure, with what I've seen, we could be getting quite a bit of um, like action with these last couple episodes. And because I think it's a 12 episode season, so I think that's why, since we're on this episode, we're really getting more of just the nature of the beast, and just this organization that I've been talking about that came in season one is finally making their move. So it's nice to see that aspect of the show is pretty much coming back and pushing forward. Oh, I didn't even know this guy was on the team. Get slapped. Um, and with that being said, it just kind of shows that whatever comes with the future of this show, um, they seemingly can either still cross universes with One Punch Man, or we can still probably be seeing another organization in the future sometime. Because man, this Claw, I think they're called, they are very ready for whatever, I guess. Because at this point, I honestly didn't expect them to just show up at our main character's house trying to start that beef. Like, they literally are just showing up like, hey, we're doing this, and if you got a problem, we're gonna solve it, pretty much. Like, we don't care what you gotta say. We're about to slap you regardless. And I just don't know what to expect, because seeing Mob go through this whole episode and just seeing him struggle and trying to make 10th place in this race, it sucks because after all is said and done, he tries this hard and he just wants to have a normal day of coming home back to his family. And this is just what he has to deal with, like, this is what he has to come home to. And it really sucks, in my opinion, to see this for this character, because um, if you guys watched the very first episode, that was probably a weaker version of the full power of the psychic that we saw in that first episode, when he's just like snapping out and fighting all those different weird entities. I think that is much weaker than what we've even seen in this week's episode, guys. That's how ridiculous this got. We straight up see one of the ways to clearly push Mob to one of the darkest sides of all times, and that pretty much comes with the loss of things that he truly loves and cares about. And one of those things being his family, that even when the worst has happened and this house is on fire and anybody who could be inside of the building or inside could be, torched and hurt, it kind of feels weird that somehow, some way, they all ended up upstairs in a room, torched together, including with that guy pretty much showing his face right at the front door, his mom being right behind him, and the dad being even further downstairs in the kitchen or at the dining room table. Or no, he was on the couch watching TV. So to all of a sudden have them all upstairs, I mean, I could understand if the guy was just a sadistic, weird freak, or maybe he wanted to move the bodies away from the door so they would have longer to burn, so there wouldn't be as much left to find. I don't know, guys, but for some reason, all of them were upstairs, pretty much put in one room together, and they're just frying. Like, they're just in this building burning. And Mob the whole time is just thinking of like all the characteristics of his parents and his brother and just all those things that they have going for them is something that he doesn't expect anybody to be able to break or be able to beat, and that they should be fine. But come to find out, it looks like they've lost their lives at some time during the struggle, because even Dimple says that he noticed that there was a struggle that happened for this at the front door. So that just kind of confirms that I was right with, they pretty much are going for the kill here. And from what I can understand, the people who are going to be doing this are probably going to be launching multiple attacks. So this isn't even seemingly anything at this point, because they have a lot of people in their organization that are all pretty strong, but I don't think a lot of them are as strong as the kid we just saw. And if the little brother survives the encounter with him, which I think the brother's got to survive, I hope someone survives out of Mob's family out of all this, because seeing this man straight up lose, like, the whole entire show lost color because of this. Like, this was so bad, everybody's about to feel the pain, and that's just how these things go. Like, you don't mess with a man's family, including a man with powers family, and expect to not get put into a situation where you're just going to get destroyed for it. So we are definitely in a position where we're going to see a lot of messed up stuff. Probably Mob's in the regards of seeing Mob just angry, making probably rash decisions that he wouldn't make. Seeing how he's just not in a good state of mind. I mean, guys, the show's called Mob Psycho 100 because he goes to 100%. This man surpassed 100% so easily, it was ridiculous. So we're gonna have to be watching Mob Psycho 3000 pretty soon here, and just see actually what is gonna continue to maybe be able to push his powers even further, because this was absolutely overkill in my opinion. You can't just go in, see that this man's parents are there, and then just go through with it like nothing. Like, that doesn't change anything. Oh, your parents are here? Well, it's just gonna make it that much harder for you to fight me. And that's another reason why I feel like he might have survived this, is simply because I want to get hit by this. It's simply because he has the Esper powers, and they were recruiting the last time we saw them. So what better person to recruit than someone who, they pretty much went all the way out of their way to find out where the guy lives. And that's kind of my thought process as to why he might be alive. But who knows at this point, man. I'm freaking out. I'm really scared. I don't know who could actually end up dying in this whole thing, and if it is Mob's parents, that really sucks that he loses everything like this. And if he can go back from all of this, I doubt it. Not to mention losing his brother and seeing the numbers fluctuating and the percentage going up so high that all of a sudden the numbers itself didn't know what to do. Okay, even the numbers were like, oh, it's anybody's guess at this point. Like, supposedly it's still 3 digits, but it's really anybody's guess. So, guys, I am super terrified for whatever comes from this whole exchange. I really hope that these bad guys call up Mob and they're like, "Oh, you saw those corpses in there? Yeah, those aren't your parents. We tricked you. We're not that bad, Like, God, that sucks, bro. Like, they just ripped the rug right out from underneath you this week's episode, with Mob pushing himself, training so hard to come home to the annihilation of your whole entire family, supposedly. And his reaction was the most human of them all, completely losing himself to a point where a percentage really can't calculate exactly how far he's like losing it. So Absolutely love this episode, guys. We are getting into the end game of this season, I believe. And if we are about to get some super psychic stuff going on. So, hope you guys are ready for that. And I apologize this video is so late. I got stuck on Anthem and I got so far in that game. So, I might drop some Anthem background gameplay sooner or later here when I'm just playing it and talking to you guys. But I'm not sure yet. I talk about anime, and Anthem has nothing to do with anime. And this game's perfect for that. So, hope you guys had an amazing day, night, whatever the case is. Make sure you guys are watching Mob. This is about to get ridiculous. This is the craziest thing that's happened in the show thus far, guys. And I say that um, with as much meaning as possible because this has such implications on it that if there was any reason for Saitama to maybe hear about Mob, it would probably be because of this right here and what is about to occur pretty soon here. So, with all that being said, I will talk to you guys in the next one. Black Clover tomorrow, plus maybe something else I might have left out. So, talk to you guys then. All right, later.